Welcome to Beyond Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Petralis, and we are super excited. We are closing in on 200. I talked about these top, these last 10 guests going into 200, that it was a variety of guests. And I said to you, people out there that mean a lot, that are doing really well in their craft and in their field. And someone who I think is about to explode in the boxing scene. And I know he already has, but like, if you don't know, you'll know. But this is Danny from Sonny's Boxing. Danny is one of the best boxing trainers, if not the best boxing trainer around. I've been doing a lot of videography in his gym. You guys know, you see my social media all the time, and his fighters, his young guns, his women, his men. He's got fighters in every level, weight classes, genders, and it is awesome. And to see the performance at the Bada Bing and see his, what he put on, and I know how hard he worked and the dream of putting on something like that. I was proud of him, and it was really, really fun to watch and be a part of it and video some stuff and be a fan and scream like a fanboy. And it was great. But this is a great guy here. I'm super excited. So from Sonny's Boxing, Danny Oliver, welcome to the podcast, my friend.
Big Ant, Big Ant, thanks for having me on, cuz. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and I mean, I got to start off like I always do. This is your fourth episode. I was kind of going back and looking through the archives because you came on with a couple of fighters and then you came on individually yourself. So this is number four for you, believe it or
Wow.
not. Believe it or not, a
See, that
sneaky
shows how much I
four.
love you, bud.
Yeah, I mean, you and Coach Rabbit at Kip Academy right now are deadlocked at four at the top of the chain. So that's a high class in itself. Coach Rabbit's another great guy.
Wait, did he used to coach Pop Warner in Medford?
Yeah, his probably his father. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was his dad.
Wow. Don't make me
Yeah.
old. Say it was him. Don't make me too old.
Yeah, yeah,
All
that was
right.
his father back in the day. Yeah. And so his son Jimmy, we played football together, we coached football together. He took over the program at Kip Academy. I shouldn't say took over the program. He started a program at Kip Academy. Within like 2 or 3 years, they've are a consistent Super Bowl contender in Division 8. He's done a great job. They're another Medford guy, as you know. So you gotta plug the Medford people.
Always.
Danny's a Medford guys. If you don't know that, Danny's a big time Medford guy. Everybody knows Danny. Everybody I talk to knows Danny in Medford. So Danny's the
Unfortunately.
guy in Medford.
Poor guys.
But I also have to compliment him because he is one of the sharpest dressed people that comes on this podcast consistently. He's always got new swag, sunny swag, and the hats. I was just telling him
You like the
before we
hat
hit
in?
record. God, I mean, I
You
love
like the
it.
jacket in?
I mean, look at the Gucci Adidas. I mean, that is
Yeah,
like
it's a collab. Gucci and it's good call, bro.
one of one right there. That is a one of one. Nobody else is walking around in that except you.
This isn't a Fuji either. This is a Gucci. This ain't no Canal Street stuff.
Oh
This
my
is real.
God. I mean, and in the background right there, you can kind of see it, but his backdrop, it's really cool. And I'll give you a second to kind of talk about that because I always compliment and talk about this part of your gym. He has a beautiful boxing gym in Middleton. Um, And that mural is really cool because it's a lot of like famous faces, celebrities. But I also didn't realize until I saw on your Instagram that is your mom and dad are in that too? Is that
My
is that?
parents are in that, yeah.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not know that. I did not know that. So
Yeah.
that
So
was
my
cool
mom's
to
always
see.
like the calming voice, and my father was always the hammer. So if
Yeah.
I start getting lazy, I just look over and I feel he's looking at me. He's passed away. So I feel he's looking at me. I'm like, all right, time to pick it up.
I love that, man. And I loved even doing the videography work. Like that was important to get a lot of shots of that in the background for you. And I see it even in the work. Like it does. It's so sharp, that background, and see those
Thank you.
faces. And yeah, I love that part of your gym. And
Thank
I
you.
mean, I love your gym. I mean, it's very rare in the sense of how beautiful, how big, and everything is state of the art. You are great to your fighters, and your fighters are loyal. At the Sonny like crew is everywhere. It is like when you go to different towns and see like Red Sox t-shirt jerseys or someone's wearing like when you go to like a big game and there's a decent like amount of Boston fans there. That's like Sonny's Boxing. Everywhere you go, people are wearing swag. They're at the event. They are the loudest, and you know that they're there for Sonny's Boxing. I mean, how cool is that, man?
Yeah, we got a good crew. I mean, so like we always try to go to the corner when all of our fighters or members will buy that corner, whatever corner we're fighting out of, the blue or the red. And it's just an extra. When you can feel them, you can feel the energy, you feel it. You know what I mean? Especially Nikki's mom. But Little zinger.
I mean, God, at Big Night Live, like that event, it was filled with Sonny. Everybody was wearing Sonny's. Everybody. I mean, people sitting on the stage to the people that are obviously in the whole Sonny's area to just walking around in Boston, like seeing like going out to eat after, or like leaving, like just seeing Sonny's t-shirts everywhere,
Yeah, it was a
everywhere.
proud moment. It was a real
It's
proud moment
cool.
for all
I
of us.
mean, I thought afterward, like Monday morning quarterback, I was like, damn, I should have like got some of that stuff in the street for Danny to
Yeah, you
like.
only have about 10 t-shirts and 4 hoodies. That's all.
I had my swag on. I had my swag, but I was like,
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were
I
saying you
wish
didn't
I
have any.
caught that like right outside the garden, like right where the statue is, to see people standing there on their phones with Sunny stuff. Like I thought that after, like, God, I wish I caught that for you and sent that to you, you know.
Don't worry, we got some more stuff coming down the pike.
I have it all here, man. I know you got cool stuff coming up, and I know you, man. You always got an extra ace up the sleeve, man, which I think is what's great about you. But let's talk about the Bada Bing, okay? Because
Yes.
we just talked about the
Bless.
tournament, and I'm gonna kind of let you explain because I know you better than I can. But I went to the night your fighters at Big Night Live tore it up. I mean, tore it up to cover these kids, these ladies, and to see them go in there and just dominate in fashion, to see their growth, you coaching them, your crew of guys that just are outstanding. It was all a huge success. But I'll let you talk about the Bada Bing tournament because it was unique, it was cool, and on social media, you knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
You know, it was always like my dream, like, as an amateur to fight on that huge stage. You'd see, for me, it was like WWF, Hulk Hogan walking down. And you never saw that with the boxing. You know what I mean? When they came down in amateur boxing. And then, there's a couple charity that do it now. And I wanted to do it for like kids with more than one fight. You know what I mean? Guys that could be advancing and national fighters or whatever the case may be. So that's where I came up with that idea to put them on that big stage. I had a lot of help. Jamie Pollock over at Big Night Live. He's a big wig over there. So he really did enormous helping me out. The Nolans brought a lot of fighters. I got to plug my boys.
Yeah, I mean, we
But
love the Nolans.
I
I
got to
love the
plug my
Nolans because you love them so much. I like all this stuff and like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're my boys. They're like brothers. But the staff here helped me out a ton. It was just a good night for everybody. And just to see the way our fighters fought was obviously the cherry on the top.
I mean, let's talk about that, right? I mean, I was impressed by a lot, but I will start with I'll start with Frankie because I've been covering that and I say to her so many times, I'm like, I don't understand why you don't fight. Like you just handle people, I think. And she's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. And to see kind of her confidence grow and to her to go in there and just perform and have like an army behind her
Oh
of
yeah.
people that she knows or that she works with. And it was I mean, there was a 1A, 1B to me. I start with her just because I said it on a podcast before I knew she was fighting when I had someone on here from Boston Boxing Club, I think. And I said, I was just like, Frankie Vitale was, if she boxed, she would be a problem in like women's boxing for her weight class.
Yeah.
And to see then a week later she was fighting and to see how she performed, I'm like, God, like I knew it. I knew it, you
She
know?
put a, as you know, I mean, you've been following her since she started coming. I mean,
Yeah.
she just put it on. And
Yeah.
she worked her tail off. I told
Yeah.
you I'd keep it PG. She really, she really worked her tail off. I mean, it was a blessing to have Beth in here at the same time as her. They almost partnered up, so they were going off each other's energy and stuff. But Frankie, if you saw even like the way her body transformed when she started fight camp,
Mhm.
I mean, she'd come in, people would think she's an Olympic athlete. I mean,
I
she had
mean,
muscles ripped up, like throws like a truck, hits like a
right.
truck. I mean, and for me, and I made an Instagram post about it, the toughest part for me was letting her get in the ring. Meaning, I look at Frank, she's like my little sister. Like, I
Yeah.
love her mom, I love her dad, and she's like an OG here. So for me to let her get in the ring, it was very emotionally
Yeah.
involved, I'll say, just because
Yeah.
I love her so much, like a little sister. And then to see her perform and how much it really meant to her it was, and I explained to her before, I said, Frank, once you get that arm raised, I'm telling you, there's not going to be an adrenaline rush like it. She came in the Monday afterwards with the belt on, doing her little, rooster strut. She said, all right, when am I fighting again? I was like, never. How about that one? Never.
That's great that she came in and was like, "When am I fighting again?" I mean, that's awesome. Like, because I
Well,
feel like, yeah, before when I met her, she would, I wouldn't see that in
meek,
her.
meek,
So it's
meek,
like,
meek, 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 meek.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's honestly one of the favorites that's ever been through this gym.
yeah,
I love her so much.
yeah. Now, the other fight I want to talk about because to me is the most impressive growth, and I've loved this person since I walked in there is Lucas. Lucas in there, it was like almost like time slowed down for him at one point, and it was like Matrix style. Like the kid was punching slower, and he was just seeing it quicker, and like his combinations were great, like his foot movement. Like, am I wrong? Like I was I mean, obviously,
So
there was so many great things, but God, he was impressive.
his chin was up. But besides that, Lucas is a naturally gifted fighter. I don't want to say athlete, I'll say fighter. He just like what you said, he sees stuff that people can't see, his movements, his defensiveness,
Yeah.
the way he moves is like, wow. My sister actually texted me afterwards and said, he reminds me so much of yourself.
Wow.
And I texted her back, what a compliment you just gave that kid. No, but and he's a sweet kid. His father grabbed me afterwards, big hug. His brother's always in here. He's one of the most humble kids coming, but you did a reel on it. I mean, he's one of the hottest workers in here. He's in here 2 hours just working, not talking, not chit chatting, not on his cell phone. He's working, and it showed. And I mean, when you mix talent with hard work, as you know, being a coach, that's a
Mhm.
dangerous combination. And then in the sport, like any other sport, but I'd say personally, biasly, a little bit more in this sport. When you mix talent, hard work, and guts,
Yeah.
that's that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And to see him bounce back to, in my opinion, anyways, and I'm nowhere a boxing expert, but in my opinion, his first fight, I questionably don't think he loses that fight,
I
but the bounce
respectfully, I
back as a young
respectfully
kid,
agree.
yeah, yeah, and to see him bounce back like that on a bigger stage and just look so smooth, I was just impressed. I
Yeah,
really was with him, you
I,
know.
I love Lucas.
And his dad's awesome.
The
Dad's
ball
awesome.
comes right over, big hug. So
Yeah.
the first fight, right? We were in the corner. I walk down the aisle and I see a guy with a leather trench coat, slick back hair, 6'2", staring at me. And I'm like, all right, what did I do?
Yeah.
Is something haunting me from my past? What's up? Lucas gets a standing 8 count. The referee starts counting. He grabs me and I'm like, oh, what the? That's my son. I went, oh, thank
But
God
yeah.
he is. Thank God. But the whole family's just a beautiful family. And
Yeah.
him, his work ethic, I think he's going to be a problem, bro. I mean, he already is, but once he gets that experience under his
Yeah.
belt, he's an issue.
Yeah. You
I
could
mean,
see
all of
it.
them are, but and they all have different styles, if you noticed.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, let's jump to the powerhouse, right? I mean, that knockdown. I mean, I obviously like Freeman, frame froze it. Jeez, I couldn't say it. And especially when the kid was like back on the rope, but I was so interested in him because he's so big and he looks like he's a 22-year-old man. And to see the
Medford,
power
Medford,
happen. Is he Medford?
Medford, yeah, and Delicato.
Oh, well, the field. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay, another method plug. There we go. That's
I,
it.
I,
Let's see how many we get
that's what it
throughout. We'll
is.
see how many we get throughout. Um, but God, his punching power was just overwhelming. I mean, you obviously can say it a lot better than I can, but
He's a specimen.
yeah,
No, he's a specimen. I mean,
yeah,
I took a little break, as everybody knows. I took a little break for 6 months, and when I came back in the gym, I seen him, and I was like, "You're not a little kid anymore. Like he's a grown, ripped up, jacked
yeah,
man."
yeah,
I mean, and you know what's scary? He's only 15.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, right? Like
He's
the
15.
monster.
But he, nobody, I think, in here has better head movement than Chris. Do you see the
Yeah.
way he just moves? And I mean, Lucas is slicker, but as
Yeah.
far as inside fight game, like that Tyson head movement,
Yeah.
it just wow. And when he nailed him, I mean, if you saw how excited I was, he's like my nephew, like he's family to me. I'm
Yeah.
very, very, very close with his parents, like outside of it. Like I spent Christmas with his parents.
Okay. Okay.
So like to see that knockout, how excited he was, like if you saw I think I might have popped his head off. I squeezed him so hard.
I
Yeah, he's
mean,
a powerhouse.
it was impressive, and it was one of those things. The crowd, like, there were a
Oof.
few moments when you heard like, "Ooh," like a hard punch, or and that was one of those moments that the whole crowd at once you heard, "Ooh," like in sync. Like he was impressive.
That was 7 seconds into the fight.
I mean, crazy.
7 seconds. Now, if you notice, which I love, you got the video in the
Yeah.
reel when you slowed it down. Once he dropped, you saw everybody on the stage jump up with their camera. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a
Sean
drunk.
Simmons, another method plug there. His reaction in that frame is unbelievable. He
Well, he's so
sells it.
big too. He's like 6'4".
Yeah,
So
yeah.
whoa, it was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Chris.
was
Chris is a hard worker, man. Like
yeah.
another one. He's been with me from day one. Puts that time in, and like I said it. If he touches this kid, he's sleeping. I
Yeah.
said it to Joey.
Yeah.
Joey said it back to me. If he touches this kid, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And as you saw, worked that head movement in, went to the body a couple times. We
Yeah.
drilled that exact movement, I'll say 3 weeks straight for 30 minutes a day. Just that boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. We went over that exact. And when he slapped him, it was it was awesome to see his reaction.
Yeah. I
You know, I care
mean,
more about their reaction.
now let me ask you this, and obviously we'll jump into Nikki, but like you one Lucas is like kind of boxing focus where Chris is like does stuff outside of boxing. He plays football. I don't know if he does anything else. Do you notice a difference in like young fighters, sometimes kids that are maybe strictly boxing trained versus maybe kids that come in seasonally that like as far as different athletic movements, or is it all kind of the same?
It's all kind of the same, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just their makeup, as you know, being a coach, how they make up. I mean, the only thing that's different is their wind, and they can get that back right away. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But as far as like, as you look at Lucas, he looks like I make fun of him. I tell him he looks like a figure skater. He looks like a place kicker. Whereas Chris looks like a middle linebacker in the NFL.
Right.
They're
Like
just
literally.
always, they're going to be different fighters,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I was interested. Um, I mean, Nikki, like the thing about him that just gets me is like like when I was a kid growing up, I used to say the worst kid you'd ever want to fight is a kid who just like doesn't stop. Like that just
Relentless.
like is you're just like God, I'm tired.
Get away from me.
Right. And that like that's my analogy of him in the ring. I feel like he just keeps going and going and going and there's just no stopping. I'm like he can last. Like he has good cardio and he go I mean, is that a fair assessment of him?
It's a very fair assessment, and the kid
Yeah.
has no fear.
Yeah.
None. Like he spars grown men in here.
Yeah.
Like we were having kids sparring one night, and I walked outside for a second. I came back in, and he was sparring 75 pound, 22-year-old kid. Now Nikki's 13, 120. I said, what are you doing? I don't know.
13 years old. I mean, you guys obviously we're talking about him, but he is I mean, he is not your normal 13-year-old. Like,
Bro, he's relentless. And that, again, that has a lot to do with his parents. I keep talking about the parents that look at lineage, you know what I mean?
yeah.
His father was a fighter, and his mom was a D1 athlete.
Wow. Okay.
So
Would she
you
play?
covered his mom. His mom got it. Say it again.
What did she
UNH,
play?
field hockey.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
But you covered his mom. His mom fought at the Punch for Parkinson's and got a second round knockout.
Yes, I remember covering her. Yeah, and I remember her reaction in the ring too afterwards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Well,
know
when she was
exactly.
twerking. Yeah, I remember that too.
I
But
wasn't even gonna say it.
oh, I make fun of her all the time. It's all right. She's another one. She's the best. We break each other's chops all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Nikki's you got to stay on Nikki
yeah,
because he's like myself. I'm not going to just trash him like ADHD. So he could be drilling something for a half an hour, and then a fly could go by.
yeah, yeah,
What are you doing? But
yeah,
uh, he's super athletic. He's got insane cardio,
yeah,
and he hits like another one for 120 pounds. He can sleep you quick.
yeah.
Nick, and what a lot of people don't, he's a southpaw. So you got that coming at you from a different angle. A lot of these kids don't train against southpaw, so they don't know what angle that how to handle that.
What being a southpaw, how much of I mean, I'm only asking because I just don't know, but being a southpaw, is that just such an advantage in boxing or just difficult to train as far as training against? Because there's
So
probably a
I'll
lot
say
of yous that are
this.
righty too in a lot of ways training, right? Like so it's
I'll,
hard in
I'll
a
say
way.
it's an advantage because not a lot of people are used to sparring southpaws.
Okay.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to say they're any better or worse or anything like that because like Terrence Crawford fights righty and lefty, but
Yeah.
majority southpaw. But I mean, they don't know how to fight against it because a lot of gyms don't have southpaws, and then they even match up a 120-pound 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You don't have the experience to go against that. But at that age too, it doesn't factor in that much, but it does factor in.
Yeah.
And then you have Nikki just whipping shots that like grenades, and there's like 50 of them coming at you within a 10-second period.
Yeah.
So if you notice, a lot of his fights,
Yeah.
his competitors don't know what to do against. They end up hugging him the whole time and try to do the salsa with him
Yeah.
because
Because
they just hug him.
he's just like you said, he's just relentless. Like he is just he keeps going. I'm like, God, this kid is
I love that kid though.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love that kid. He's
yeah,
so good to. I love Nikki. He's so good to my kids.
yeah.
Nikki takes my kids miniature golfing, and
Oh,
just
really?
yeah, like if I've had it with him, he'll Nikki, I'm picking you up. You're taking Santino down to play miniature golf. Okay,
Yeah.
like not even a
Yeah.
question. Yep, no problem. What do you need?
Yeah.
He's the best. I love Nikki. He's always for the team.
Yeah, and all three of those, I mean, just doing coverage, all three of those kids are so coachable. Like they're
Coachable
so
and
coachable, and
respectful.
you're tough. I mean, you're honest and tough, and I think that's like why I like from the beginning I was like I just like want to be a part of this because I love your style of coaching. Like there is just I think coaching doesn't have it shouldn't be one thing. I think coaching is so different depending on who you are and what it is that you are coaching. But I see you all within one session of working with people, showing love, being tough, joking around, getting serious with, arms around, working one on one. Like that is like the hour to hour and a half that I am there. You are constantly wearing a lot of different hats. And these kids take to that coaching style. It's who you are, and I think that's what's so special about your gym. Do you feel like those kids have been pretty coachable, or do you feel like you've had to kind of whip them in the shape a little? I mean,
No, I'll
yeah,
tell you this. I'll tell you what makes it easy for me.
yeah,
It makes it easy for me to be myself
mhm,
because I'm so close with all their parents.
yeah,
So meaning like I know like if I'm doing mitts with Nikki and he's dropping his hand, I know I can smack him in the face and not worry about a lawsuit coming from his parents. You know what I mean? Like his father would come in or his mother would come in. I just smacked Nikki. Good. Get him
yeah,
again. Like that makes my job a lot easier
yeah,
than like a parent coming, you hit my kid. Well, we are in the sport of punching people in the face.
right, right,
So, obviously Chris's parents, I explained to you how close I am with. And then when Lucas's dad grabbed me, do whatever you want with him. He's yours,
yeah. That's
which makes
nice.
it easier for me
Yeah.
because I can coach my style. I don't have to, you know,
And that's what's hard about coaching sometimes, and just kind of my experience, but also covering. But the tough love. I mean, I'm a big believer, and I say this to people all the time. Like, love is love, whether it's compassionate or tough. Love's love, and sometimes I've learned more from tough love than I have from the hugging love because that's how you learn lessons. That's how you learn how to treat people. That like it changes who you are. Like That's it. So when I walk in that gym, I see that a lot with you. I see that compassion and love, and people look at love as kind of that small umbrella thing. Where I look at it, probably the same way, similar to you, anyways. Is there's a lot of different ways of showing love, and sometimes it's not just always being nice and like you mentioned, coddling.
It's
It's not
and
that.
like I think a lot of these in the fight game, you're in there one on one, right?
Hmm.
So at certain points, I feel like I'm more of a psychologist than a coach,
Yeah,
which I think is
yeah,
part of coaching as well, you know?
absolutely.
But, you know, what I say to Lucas, I wouldn't say the same thing to Frankie, hypothetically.
Yeah,
I could in that specific example, but, you know, like Frank, for example, that was Frankie's first fight.
right.
And I just had somebody tell me it afterwards. They came in the other day and told me it. But if you look in the video that you shot, right?
Yeah,
She walks in the ring. Look at it. She keeps walking, and I have to go in the ring after her. She turns around to make sure I'm behind her, like
yeah.
a security blanket. So in my mind, I say, all right, she's nervous.
Nervous. Yeah,
So I say to her, okay, you're good. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. We're good. They go, all right, coach is down on the stools. I looked at her because I knew she was nervous. I go, showtime, bitch. And
showtime.
oh, well, which is a second round knockout, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But all those combos you saw her doing, that was all her drilling and putting the time in and the effort in and listening. That's all Frankie.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you'll see her boom, boom, boom. She hit that combo 6, 7 times,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and to see her reaction and what it did for her mentality made
yeah. And as a coach, you like I know, like, God, when you drill something or like teach something or show something on film and then you see it actually happen and work as a coach, you're just like, yeah, yeah, like there's no one more excited in that moment for that
yep.
person than you, and maybe themselves, obviously, but outside of that, like the person who worked with them and taught them that and did that. And I think that's what I love about your gym is because the feeling's mutual. Like your fighters, God, if there's one Sonny's fighter fighting 2 hours away from here, there is 300 Sonny's people going up there and taking the place over. I mean, that's from the all around training that you do and that
Well,
vibe that you bring
that's the
there.
team, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Joey, myself, Steven, Scammer, Sinelli. Like we create that family, like and you know the members create it themselves. You know that's not. You know I understand I'm the face of the gym, like I've said to you before, but you
Hmm.
know that's everybody in here, man. Like they all help each other. Like I was sick 2 weeks ago, whatever. Frankie, no problem. I got Beth. Boom. They just started working. You know what I mean? But that's like the family community. They're all on group chats with each other and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
that's what makes it special. I genuinely, as you know, and we've talked about, and you know, I genuinely love my fighters.
Yeah.
I genuinely, sometimes to a fault, sometimes, you know, loyalty to a fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I put so much into them, so much. You know, they don't see it. They see me coming in here and laughing, joking, holding the mitts. You know, they don't think, wow, he's here working with me till 8:30 at night. His kids had to be in bed at 8. You know what I mean? A lot of time, but and that's not their fault. They're young kids, a majority of these
Yeah.
competitors, you know. But I go home and I'll watch film on, okay, this kid has a good right hand. Let me watch film on X, Y, and Z to see how he counted this right hand, how he, you know, it's just my life. I'll be on
Yeah.
YouTube just watching fights, rewinding, just for one, so that one fighter can have his or her moment,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why I say loyalty to a fault. And I would do it for anybody. So I'm not playing them out of here, but I just, sometimes I think it goes a little unrecognized.
Yeah, and I think that's important to say. And I think in coaching, it's that sometimes the detail, right? The detail to, in the smallest detail of like in boxing, maybe how someone's footwork is to their stance or when they put their hand down, that something you just catch or notice that a normal person would have noticed, or someone who hasn't rewound the film and watched it 1,000 times notices. Yeah, and sometimes it does go unrecognized because if something goes wrong, it's the coach's fault. If something goes right, the coach doesn't necessarily always get the credit either, right? It's kind of
which is fine. I'm not
everybody's.
looking. I mean, it's not about
Yeah,
the credit for me. It's
yeah,
not about, as you know it, and I know it's not about it with you. It's not about that.
absolutely,
It's more about just the love.
absolutely.
You know
Showing
what I mean?
back.
Showing the
Yeah,
love,
I get
which
that.
everybody does. Everybody here
Yeah,
does. I just think, and I get in my own head. I'm
yeah,
horrible at communicating.
yeah,
So I get in my own head. Like I screamed at Scammer last week. I got to get home, bro. You're being lazy. I got to get home.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
love that kid. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah,
just,
it happens. I think that it happens, right? But God, there is no one who shows their fighters more love. And when I say love, not just that umbrella, like the different types of love that there is that helps build them. I mean, I look at like someone like Beth, like another person who fought. Let's talk about her for a second. Beth, if everyone that you probably coach, I think she could take it the most of anybody. Like I feel like Beth is just, and maybe I'm wrong. I see your face. That's just my observation, but I feel like Beth listens to you, in the
oh,
gym, and she is a, but I mean, her fight's impressive because she's comparable to Nikki, right? Like I feel like she's another person who just has a motor and goes and goes and goes and goes and like doesn't stop.
so Beth is an overthinker,
Yeah. Okay.
which is fine. I was too. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking her for that. And I
Yeah.
love Beth. I love Beth. She's been my OG. And I'll say this, out of everybody here, she's the hottest worker all day,
I would agree. I would agree with
all
that.
day.
Hmm.
Because you could say, and I'm not knocking you, buddy. I'm not knocking you. You could say Lucas stays here 3 hours a day, right?
Hmm.
Great. Beth's been doing that for 4 or 5 years here.
Yeah.
I mean, look at her resume.
Right.
She's a beast, bro.
She is.
I mean, she's arguably one of the best Masters fighters to come out of here.
Yeah.
I meant New England when I say out of here. I don't mean out of Sonny's. I meant out of New England. I mean, I think she's 4-2, and she lost two extremely controversial split decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, and I know I'm biased, I get it. She's 6-0.
Yeah.
She's a beast. She's my homie. I call her event. Everything. That's my homegirl.
Yeah.
I
I
love
mean, in
that.
the
She
class, and she's a leader. Like she
one
leads by
million percent.
example. Like it's impressive actually.
She's really taken a huge role in here.
Yeah. And
She really
and
has.
specifically with the women, I feel like the young women that go there too, like Beth is kind of, like mom, and I don't mean that Beth in like a age way. I just mean that in like they look to you way, and you
Well,
can
she don't
tell
look
that
her
they
age.
No, I mean she does. When she
Don't
told me
say
her
it. Don't
age,
say
I
her age.
said
She'll kill
I
me and you.
didn't. But when she told me it, I said, "What? Really?" And I was like, I mean that in the nicest way, like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
So
she's an overthinker, and she
yeah,
knows it. She knows it.
yeah,
I mean, like that whole 2-3 weeks before, she was nutty.
yeah,
And I'm not. That's not a knock because I used to get the same way. She was nutty,
yeah, yeah,
and I was just like, "You got this, bro. You got this." But the
yeah,
best you beats the best her all day, twice on Sunday, and I think that was my exact text.
yeah,
The only thing I'm nervous about you, Beth, is you getting in your head. If you fight the way I know you can fight, lights out.
yeah.
And obviously, look what happened.
Right. I mean,
And the thing
dominated. Yeah,
is, she always wants to learn. Beth's
yeah,
always coming up to me. Hey, how does this look? Hey, how does that look? Hey, how does this look? She's always looking to learn. I mean, she could fall back right now on her resume and be completely satisfied. And she's
yeah,
still looking to learn. Like the other day, she grabbed me. Can you show me how to hold mitts? Can you show me how to do this? Can always looking to learn. And that's what some of these young kids and even the elite fighters should pick up on. And look at her and
yeah.
look what she's done. She's a monster,
I
bro.
mean, honestly, and every time I see her fight, I mean, Sonny's is loud for everybody, but it seems like for Beth, that volume is just like turned up a little bit more. And like I said, that like love and respect factor that I think the gym has for her in general is
Absolutely.
glaring. It's glaring.
Well, she's stuck through she's been through the mud here.
Yeah,
Not her personally. I meant like she's seen staff changes, fighters changes, and the one constant's always been Beth.
yeah,
And look at her. She's a monster.
she is.
You
She's
know,
impressive.
she's very, I mean, she moves like she's 23, bro.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
volume
she
she
was
puts out.
sparring with Lucas, I think I caught one time, and she like was so quick going against Lucas, he actually tripped and fell down on the ground, and I caught it on camera, and I was like, oh my God, but it's the truth. Like you said, she moves like a 20, she does, because she was these teenage, even teenage kid couldn't like, she was too quick for him. Like it
And
was
he's
kind of
quick.
crazy. Yeah.
He's quick.
Yeah.
But that fight that night, I was happy for her. I was so happy that she overcame that on a monster stage.
Yeah.
She earned it. She's the hottest worker that's ever been through here. And I say that because of the longevity of it too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I feel that way coming in there, and I'm just an observer, but that's I noticed that culture wise, like she's a big part of that. Um, and then the last person I want to talk about is Scammer because I love Scammer. I mean, I think Scammer can take it. Like he can take the part of the coaching and the toughness, and you guys are can be tough on him, and I love it because I think that what's it makes him a better fighter and will continue to make him a better fighter. But he fought a pretty bad dude. Like, and I say bad dude, I mean that in a complimentary way. Like that dude was good, and Scammer stuck with him. Like he didn't back down. He was tough with them, and I give him a lot of credit. But that kid was pretty legit in my eyes, anyways.
I believe he's ranked number 7 or 8 in the country.
There you go. I mean, he was
And
good.
Scammer, I mean, we talked about it and everybody impressed me, right? But that night, I'm talking about overall,
Hmm.
Scammer impressed me the most.
Yeah,
Because if you, I don't know, did you stick around for a little bit?
I stayed for every single fight. Yeah.
All right. So if you notice, he went in there, didn't complain once during fight camp, listened to every word I said,
Hmm.
was dead honest with me, had to cut weight, was in here working his tail off. That night, he took the loss, went in the locker room, cut me up, my wraps off. I got to go out there. Who's fighting next? Lucas. I got to get out there for Lucas. Beth.
Wow.
Beth was. I got to get out there for the loudest one cheering, the first one giving hugs, the first one making Instagram posts for his teammates. I mean, talk about a kid that stepped up and really matured in here.
Yeah.
I have a real special. We all do. Talking about the staff and the members and the fighters. Everybody has a real special place for that kid.
Yeah.
And I, I'll bet you right now he wins the Golden Gloves.
Yeah. He works so hard, man. Yeah, I'm in on that. I'm in on that.
he's just he's just a grinder, a leader. He's really became a leader too. Stepped up. Will go against anybody, and I think, I mean, he's got the same thing I was just talking about about Nikki. Just
Yeah.
those guts that just you can't teach,
Yeah.
and that grit, that grind. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think what's so great, all those things about him is that like he's a little bit older than those younger fighters. So when he's like someone the younger fighters look at and like see his work ethic or see him kind of be a dog, see him take the tough coaching. And I think that that is
Oh,
a whole
and he
different
gets
level he
that
has
tough
too.
coaching
Oh, he does too. Don't get trust me, I've seen it.
from all of us, but he takes it because he
Yeah.
knows he's mature enough to know I'm not doing this to be a jerk. I'm doing this to better you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because I say to these kids, when you guys walk down to that ring, because they all say, "Do you really think I'm going to win?" Well, no, what do you think, bro? You're walking down that aisle.
Right,
If
of
I
course I
say to
do.
every single one of them, if you look stupid, I look stupid.
Yeah.
You're wearing my son's name on the back of your jacket, your jersey, your tank top.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm trying to go out there and lose?
Right.
You know what I
No.
mean? They're saying, the Buffalo Bills playing the Patriots in '07.
Where
Like,
they constantly lost. They constantly lost.
but scammer, watch what he does on the gloves. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm a fan. I've been a huge fan of him since covering there. I think he's great. I think he summarizes, all those branches of love that we were talking about. Like he gets it all, and he, like you said, he's the first one to cheer everybody else on, to pat somebody else on the back, to be complimentary, and yeah, I think that's you can't. It's some of that stuff you can't coach. Some of that stuff is just who you are, and yeah, he does a great job. He really does. I'm a big fan of him. walking out of there. So you went. What was your record? What was the record for your fights there? Was it
We went
four,
5-1 with
five,
three
and one?
knockouts.
Three knockouts. Okay. So talk about that. I mean, you going into that, and you're like, okay, um, this is you come in with the like in your head, you in your mind, you might have like, okay, this is what I hope the night looks like. Walking out of there, how did you that feeling then compare to what you thought before?
Uh,
Does that make sense?
I absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay, okay,
Room for improvement.
okay,
I'm
okay. I
being
like
honest with
that.
you. Like Lucas got a first round knockout.
Yeah,
His chin was up.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Little Nicky looked like a beast, which he is.
yeah.
A little too wild going in, wide hooks instead of tightening them up. Uh, I mean, can't really say much about Chris. I mean,
Right. I
what
mean,
are you gonna say to him?
right. I mean,
Um, he didn't give me a chance to even critique him. He
no.
fought the perfect fight, that little
Yeah.
jerk.
He wanted to get in the stands and chill out with everybody. That's he just wanted to get out there, you
Yeah.
know?
Scammer, nothing I can say negative about him.
Yep.
And same with Beth. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody, I always give Nikki a little bit more than everybody else, anyways, but uh, no, I mean, that's what I expected to happen. I'm being
Yeah.
dead honest.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened is what I expected to happen. I actually thought Scammer was going to pull off an upset, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
At that first round, he was like toe to toe with that kid. I was like, let's go, Scammer. Like, keep going, man. It was impressive at his toughness for sure. I mean, three knockouts. It's pretty impressive. I mean, yeah, I mean, were you kind of was that not a surprise either? Did you feel like you win bouts, but not maybe that way? Or were you like, damn, we got some hitters here.
I knew, like I said, I knew if Chris touched him, he was going to,
Get him.
yeah, I knew he was going to go down. Um, I actually thought Nikki was gonna score one. Um, I didn't think Lucas was. I didn't. So that I knew Lucas in my heart. I knew Lucas was gonna win,
Win, right.
but so impressively. Don't let that get to your head if you're gonna watch this, pal. So impressively was impressive. I knew if Beth fought her fight, she was gonna do fine. You
Yeah.
know, everything that happened, I felt was gonna happen. Now, what impressed me about Beth, if you notice, at one point, now Beth is more or less a counterpuncher.
Hmm.
Beth had her on the ropes, got clipped, just started slugging away. And that's not Beth's style. So for Beth to do that was like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She F it and just let them fly. Let's bang it out. And
Yeah.
I love to see that in her. Loved it. That's the first time I really saw that FU in her.
Yeah.
And I
Hey,
loved it.
and it's great to see that she has that, right? Because I'm sure in boxing, you got to have that, right? I mean, someone punches you in the chin, you immediately turn to that, right? Like,
Right.
like,
I mean, that should be the instinct, but
yeah,
usually she dances and moves and a little bit. But when she got hit, she sent it right back. And when I was
yeah,
like, whoa, I
yeah,
loved it. See, that's what gets me gassed up.
yeah,
Like what would have got me gassed up as a fighter, you get clipped, boom, all right, let's go.
yeah.
When I see that, I'm like, that's what gets me going.
And I think it was the atmosphere of the Bada Bing too. I mean, God, again, going back to talking about Big Night Live and that, like that place was packed. And like you mentioned, the music and coming out and the lights and dude, everything about it was like top class. And yeah, if you're a fighter and you're fighting on that stage and
Right.
hell yeah,
I
like
mean, that's all big night. Like I said, that's big night and Jamie.
yeah.
Like I would love to trust me. I would love to take credit for it and said, did you see the way I angled the lights and the way I did the I
I
would
was
love
here
to
for
take
2 weeks looking at that one thing.
you have no idea, man. Like it was so tough, but that's all that Big Night Live crew. They took care of all that.
Yeah.
It
I
took
mean,
all, and it was so easy to work with them. It's like phenomenal.
it's a pro vibe. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that because you were here. It was a pro vibe. Like that was probably the most impressive part of it. Bada Bing was a huge success, obviously, and you've done obviously other shows, but this is I would say the probably the biggest step forward and one of the biggest tournaments that I can remember probably in this area as far as what
Me
you've done and
too.
pulled off, right? Yeah, I
Me
mean,
too.
we walked out of that. Obviously, you knew you could do it. You know, it was a dream. You worked your butt off. What's going on now? Let everybody know. I know we got some other stuff going on. You got another tournament kind of right around the corner here.
So I
But
have a
Sonny's boxing's
35,
going.
I have a 35-year-old plus tournament, international. We're hosting people that anybody that wants to sign up from around the world, state, country, obviously. That's coming, which is going to be really good.
Hmm.
But in December, I can't disclose it yet, cuz
Hey, I get it. I
I
get
love
it.
you, but I can't disclose it. I will when I call you after we hang up. But you're gonna say, what? You're gonna
Yeah.
exorcist head's gonna spin around like, kid,
Let's
you're not.
go. Let's
But I
go. I
love it.
love that.
You
I
know,
love
I
that.
love just keep upping it and upping it and upping it and thinking of an idea that nobody's done before. You know, I love thinking of ideas that nobody's done. And really puts the gym on the map. You know, it puts us on the map, and I creates an awesome atmosphere for everybody. I
Yeah.
love it.
Now, one thing that I'm so interested in because your social media is great. I mean, obviously, I've worked on your social media. You have these guys working on your social media now. They're doing a great job. Um, is that you by like we talk about your vibe in your gym, but you actually let people also see it and your fighters and the seriousness, the silliness, the fun, the all the above, right? And obviously, people see that. Like other, you work with a lot of other gyms. You're putting on big events now. People are seeing Sonny's boxing as maybe one of those like Nolan's, brothers boxing, like as these company that you're growing and that are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, do you feel like now you're kind of seeing that side of it? A lot more other gyms contacting you guys, want to get your fighters in, want to kind of be a part of what you're starting to grow.
Yeah, you know, I don't know as far as the events. You know, with there's a couple other gyms out there that put on great events too.
Yeah.
But as far as the gym itself,
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of gyms. You know, I'm happy that we could influence other gyms to do what our makeup, our blueprint. You know,
Hmm.
if I could inspire other people and help them make money, that's great. But we have the blueprint. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I know that nobody can make their next move until I make mine.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to put the blueprint out there and have everybody eat and make money. I loved watching other people succeed. You know, if I've
Yeah.
had people come in here, I've helped them, gave them my contacts to help them, succeed financially, make money. That's great if I can help them. Um, I just know that, we got the blueprint here though. So I mean,
That's it.
nobody can make their next move until I make mine because,
Yeah.
I'm original.
I mean, there's a saying of like imitation is the best form of flattery, I think, or something like that. Some sort of quote like that.
Yeah, I've heard it. I mean, I've heard it. I mean, yeah, you know, down to the colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gyms have the same colors as me. It is, but again, if they're successful, they're making money. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I do the next thing, it's just catch up time again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep trying to catch up and catch up and catch up. Which, in my, from a business aspect, I just got to stay, which I've always been 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I already got 2 years down the road planned.
Yeah, and that's like the most impressive thing is yeah, your visions. Like people have visions about things all the time. I have visions all the time, but I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. But there's very few people that I have met in my life, and I mean this, that actually consistently go through with those visions or find a way to get those visions done. And since I've kind of met you, I've seen that you're like, this is kind of how I want to grow. This is what I want to do. And seeing over the last year plus that really start to kind of come to fruition and happen, it is impressive. And I think
I
like
appreciate it.
I had success with this, and trust me, I hear what you're saying because I know I see it on this level too of what people do and the shots we get and see how people copy it or things that we do. And
I mean, it's all love. I mean, but it's
heck
just,
yeah. Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to see other people succeed all the time,
Yeah.
all the time.
It's important. I get it, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and I totally get it. I totally get it because sometimes I'm like, and then most of the time, like you said, like I just take it as great. They're paying attention to what I'm doing, right? So people are paying attention to what you're doing, then put on a show, bro. That's it, right?
It's hey, good luck.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I surround myself with such unbelievable people
Yeah.
that it's not, as I've said multiple times, you know, it might be my vision, but everybody around me helps me
Hmm.
to, make that vision a reality. So,
Yeah.
you know, the different personalities in here and how we are with people, that you can't mimic that.
Yeah.
You can't, it's tough. The joking around we do, like people see our social media. If you looked at our social media recently,
Hmm.
you'd say, oh, they're just goofballs that just have fun in there.
Have fun. Exactly.
That's great. But then you go to the Bada Bing tournament, we slept 3 fighters and we went 5-1. So obviously we're doing something else besides making little skits.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's a great vibe. I mean, that makes fighters want to come. Like if I was a young kid and I wanted to get into fighting, nowadays you go on social media, you check out different places, different. I see your gym, and then you go back to the content that I had even done before with the fighting
Phenomenal.
aspect of it, right? So it's like you
Phenomenal.
show kind of all that your gym brings to the table. That's just different. Like that's like kids choosing what schools they want to go play at. It's like the kids are going to choose where do they want to go train. They walk into your place, they see what they see behind you. People here don't see, especially if they're not watching, but people don't see on the other side of there, like the Sports Illustrated magazine covers, the beautiful mural wall that you have there, the lineup of unbelievable bags, the ring that you're sitting in that is so beautiful with red lighting too. That when you kind of have guys working out, sometimes those lights are just on, and that's a whole different vibe in the gym. And what we don't hear is the best part, I think, is your music selection. Your music selection is incredible, actually.
It
I love
depends
your
on
music.
who's working. It depends on who's working the music that day, though. We all have different styles.
Who's the worst, in your opinion? Who's the worst at the music?
Scammer. Not even a maybe. He wants to play Creed. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
I
work.
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. I like Creed.
I'm with you. You can't
I
play
don't want to
Creed
work
enough.
out to Creed.
Right, right.
And it's just a matter of opinion. Like he's like, this really gets me gassed up.
Yeah.
What?
What Creed song gets you that gassed up? I'd like to know.
I would like to, you know what? I wish he was awake right now because I'd say, let's call him in.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're gonna
He
have to
doesn't
get
even
an
know what he
answer.
doesn't even know what Zoom is. Does that mean like in my car, Zoom, drive down the street? He doesn't know what Zoom is. But
Uh,
Gamma has the worst. I mean, everybody's gonna say they have the best.
who do you
Um,
outside of you? Who do you think's the best?
uh, dude, Steven and Joey, depending on the day. So like I don't like the younger generation music. Like I don't like the Drakes, the Bad Bunnies,
Yeah,
just because I'm older.
right. I get it.
But
I'm with
like
you.
Steven had on some summer stuff the other day, but it was like banging. And then
Yeah.
Joey plays this thing called Big Booty Remix.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I know
Dude,
exactly. A lot of people
they're
listen to it.
unreal.
They are. Yeah.
They're unreal. So like, but when they play like the Drake, the newer stuff, I don't even know who the newer rappers are.
Yeah.
I personally can't get into it. I'm not saying it's not good. I need like me some Dre, some Eminem.
Right.
Um,
And that's like you play a lot of that. So now I know that's totally you, but that's like my favorite. Those are my favorite playlists, like the 50 Cent remixes or like,
50,
yeah,
Lloyd Banks,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wu Tang.
Yeah. I mean, that's G Unit right there. I mean, all those guys were great. I mean, I just bought all those first
Oh,
albums.
dude, like that's me. Let's get banging.
Yeah, yeah, and I that's my favorite. But yeah, I always am impressed with music. I've never heard Creed in there. I don't know if I
Yeah,
would
because
have
it gets
scammer.
nixed within 10 minutes,
Thank goodness in a lot of ways. Thank
and I
goodness.
love them, but come on, bro.
Yeah.
It's like listening
Uh
to Nora Jones.
um so what's like I'll ask you this. what is for you, like, what's the next, I know you have an event in December, so that's like 6 months, but what's the next year vision for you? Like now it's event after event after event. What is that vision for you over the next year? Where you hope that you guys are going to be?
We're going to be within the same city,
Hmm.
a much bigger location.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Okay.
Can't get
Let's
into it too,
talk.
can't get into it too much.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and I'm going to incorporate a lot of different things. We have a lot coming down the pike, but as we just talked about, I can't say it on a podcast because
Totally
somebody else
fine.
will grab it.
Hey,
So
you're so right though, honestly.
I can't. I mean, we'll talk afterwards, but I got a lot coming down the pike that is going to
Right.
spin a lot of heads around
Yeah.
and make create more haters out there.
Yeah, hey, listen, the haters are what kind of gets you, like, right? Yeah, I'm with you, dude. That's your fuel sometimes.
I love it.
So
I'm not saying I
yeah,
do have any. I'm sure
yeah,
everybody does,
yeah,
but I love it. I just love it because I'm just going to keep doing me,
yeah.
you know, and
It's
I'll just
working. It's working very well, you know?
it's, bro, we work here, we're here 10, 12-hour days. People think we're just here goofing around, joking around, which is what we do, but that doesn't mean we're not breaking our tails here. Like
Right,
we bust it out. And then when we have 8 weeks of fight camp, come in here and ask any of the fighters how easy that is.
right, right.
Like Beth, Frankie, Lucas, Nikki, like Nikki's parents set up his schedule for him. He's coming in at 10, he's coming in at 4. Done. And he works his tail off.
Yeah.
And I hate him.
Yeah. I mean, and again, he's 13 years old and he
And
is
he's all of our kids are just ripped.
Chris is like from the movie Little Giants, like Spike when he comes walking out of the back of the truck with the refrigerator on his back like this. That's literally Chris. Like,
And he lost 10 pounds for that fight.
I mean, that's crazy because he's a big boy.
He's the
Yeah.
best. He's the best.
Um, let me ask you this question about you, and I'm so curious because and you're such an honest person. Where have you seen yourself grow over the last like maybe the last 5 years of your boxing coaching career, or even we'll say the last year. Where have you seen yourself grow the most as a coach? And that not necessarily just be the X's and O's stuff. Like where have you kind of seen yourself grow? Because your fighters are doing really well. I mean, we've said everything else except the obvious. The training that your team gives. You might be the face, but you're also the program coordinator in the sense of training and how these guys train. Where have you seen yourself kind of grow the most?
Patience.
Yeah.
Definitely patience. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still one of the most impatient humans you'll ever meet. But that being said, my patience, like I'll take somebody like Scammer,
Hmm.
where if he came to me when I first opened, he probably F this guy, I can't do this.
Yeah.
When now I see, and I mean, obviously that comes with the maturity and age and stuff, but I see him trying, and I can't get mad at somebody like him trying and it taking him 5 times to do it, as long as it gets done.
Right.
And he'll spend a whole session just working on that movement. I mean, he's really same with Beth. If something isn't right with her technique or something, she'll just keep going at it. And for me, I think, my patience, because, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. So in my head, I'm like, what is wrong with them that they don't understand to just simply bring their jab hand back to their face? And
Yeah.
it would aggravate me when it's a simple movement, but I mean, I'm just using that, but stuff's more complex than you think. And I
Yeah.
think the maturity of me teaching it, I think my more understanding of people's emotions and what goes on into a fight, that I got to realize, I have realized that not everybody's built the same.
Yeah.
And, like little Nicky might have of steel, but
Hmm.
he's a 13-year-old kid at the end of the day, and he's going to be nervous. He's good. So the old me would have said, well, just fight him. I don't care how nervous you are. Now I try to talk to him more. And I think that comes with me being a parent as well. Just,
Yeah.
bro, relax a little bit. You're good. You're a beast. We got this.
Yeah.
Because somebody like him specifically have so much. talent that you don't, sometimes the old me would have overlooked that, the emotional aspect of it. Where at the end of the day, I'd pull him aside and I said, "You nervous?" "Yeah." "Yeah,
Yeah.
okay." There's nothing wrong with that. If you're not nervous before you fight, I'm nervous for you
Yeah.
because you should be.
Yeah.
But I think the maturity and the patience, don't get me wrong, I'm still an immature ball breaker. Hey, that's how I'm always going to be. But at the end of the day, business is business, and we get to it when it's fight camp.
Yeah.
But I think to answer your question, patience with myself.
And I like the part that you mentioned about being a parent because I think that does play. I mean, God, I think about when I coached high school football, not being a parent, and how like different it was when I became a dad. And I was just like, God, like I think now you think differently of like my kid. If that was my like, how would you, So you like you do kind of learn that aspect of it a little bit. And I'm glad you said that because I noticed that that was my biggest thing when I became a head coach. I'm like. God, I wasn't like I was when I was a coordinator. I was more, because you are dealing with, and I say to my team a lot is like, you go to school, and I tell my coaches this, like, this kid might have had a rough morning, got into an argument with his parents when he walked out of the house, or maybe their girlfriend broke up with them that morning when they got to school, or they bombed a test that they studied. I'm like, we don't know. Like, we get them at 3 o'clock, but we don't know what they're like seven
Right.
to whatever was, and it's important. It's I think when I was younger, it was just kind of like I was just focused on the X's and O's because that's what my job was, right? I was a
Sure.
coordinator. That was it. But as I became a parent and become a head coach, you realize there is like the mental aspect of things that you just don't know what that kid had as a day or what went through them. And yeah, so sometimes you gotta learn that a little bit, but that comes with I think us just growing as people too.
The one thing I've tried to change, and I don't have it in me,
Yeah.
is getting so emotionally involved
Yeah.
in the fighters' fight camp. You know what I mean? I get so emotionally involved.
Yeah.
And I sometimes, well, I do. I expect the same. If I'm giving it, you're giving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I got to understand that, everybody got lives. So this is my life.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This and the kids. So that's one thing I said I was going to change, but I don't have it in me to change to get so emotionally involved because I think that's what makes me as
Your
a coach.
DNA, dude. It's your DNA.
And
Absolutely.
I think that's what makes the gym is that
Yeah.
everybody's unfortunately emotionally involved with each other.
Yeah. And you can see that. I mean, God, that's hard. I mean, I would agree as a coach, I was the same way. If we as a coordinator, if we let up like 28 points and lost the game 28-21, I'm home that night watching the film being like, what happened? Like Saturday morning having answers, because and sometimes they get frustrated when kids like you're in film and they're like, and I'm just like, I just spent my whole night away from like,
Yeah.
like to do this for you. And this is the response I get the next morning. Like, I'm taking ownership of this and making sure it never happens again. Like, so I get that. There is that absolute, like, you are all in on this to do best by them. Right. And yeah, so I get it. It's emotional and
It's
yeah, totally.
but that's me. That's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's God, I see that in your gym, and that's a big reason why I loved working with you. I think in a lot of ways we are very similar with our work ethic. Like, we want to do right by people and really help out. You mentioned it earlier about wanting people to succeed and do well, and even people that are similar in our way. We feel the same way. Like a lot of people stuff that do what we do. I mean, I won't mention whatever, but I had a school that I've been working with, a guy who wanted to like work together on something and kind of never reached out and then see that they're doing like kind of something with that school that we're already doing something with. So it's kind of like, best of luck to you, but like, bro, like, you know what I mean? It's too
well, I'll tell you
obvious
this.
here.
I
Yeah.
know for a fact I might want other people to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they don't want me to be.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all, but that's what I love. You
Yeah.
just smile. Know
Yeah.
that they, like I said, five times they can't make their next move until I make mine.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And
But
no
but
one
that's what
works.
drives
Yeah,
me.
go ahead. Yeah,
The fake smiles, the hey,
yeah,
bro, I just heard from two guys that, whatever, but it's all right. I love it. Like I said, that's like I had a guy literally come in here, hey, how you doing? I gave him the whole play, bub. He took pictures of the gym and set up the exact same layout, colors.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I wish him luck.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Nuts,
Yeah, yeah,
but funny. It's
yeah.
comical because just because you can read the recipe, that doesn't mean you're gonna make my grandmother's cutlets. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
never heard that analogy. I like that actually. I like that a lot.
It's the people that make this gym. It's the
Yeah.
staff. It's the people. It's the camaraderie. It's the love. You know what I mean. You ain't. That's tough to get. That comes from personalities. That doesn't come from a structural building.
Yeah.
So
And it comes from just hard work. Like I said this on this podcast, I'll say it probably a million more times. No one knows how hard you're gonna work more than you. So it's like whatever your vision is, as crazy as people might think it is, or it's like fine. But you always you like you're gonna get it done, and people could try to imitate and copy it, do whatever, but the difference would be that stuff always is how hard are you willing to kind of work when the lights aren't on and
right,
nobody else is
nobody's
around
watching. It's not
you.
for the crowd.
And
It's for you.
yeah. So yeah, many people try to, I always joke with people that compete with us, the many that do, we've seen the many that fall, kind of thing. So we kind of look at it as I think that type of stuff is always motivational. So it's great. But also it's a huge compliment to you. At the end of the day, it's a huge compliment to you and who you are and what you've built and setting a bar or setting a blueprint, as you said. I think that is regardless, no matter what, is kudos to you and who you are as a person. And
But it's
yeah,
gonna keep going. See, that's I'm not done.
yeah.
Watch next year. Watch what happens within the next year. You're gonna be like, kid, you're nuts. You're gonna think I'm nuts, but you'll also be like, holy cow.
Well, I think the people who have the best ideas and the people who have the most success, any of the most common thing about all their success stories is everybody else thought they were crazy for things that they wanted to do or could create or could invent or, could put together and except them because they knew them. They knew who they were and they understood what they were doing. And so yeah, I'm not gonna. People have a vision. There's the people I respect the most in this world are the people that work hard, that are hard workers. It is not easy getting up every day and doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again and growing it and being successful with it and balancing all the other stuff that comes with it and then everything outside of that in your life, your family, your loved ones, your the stress of life. Like, yeah, you've done a good job, man. You've done a really good
I've had
job.
good help too.
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
good help. I've been
Yeah.
blessed to have the help around me that I have.
Yeah. Yeah. And the last thing I want to say on this, and I know and I'm just saying this is a great guy here, and I'm just going to give him a plug for a minute as well. As a lot of you guys know, the last 6, 7 weeks of my life has been kind of crazy, but obviously specifically with my daughter had a brain biopsy. She's up at Children's Hospital. This guy, and I had talked to him about it, a few days before that because, I was kind of quiet about it. I was, I really hadn't talked to him, and I reached out to him, kind of explained my little absence this summer a little bit, and the most supportive person in the world, sending me breakfast on Uber Eats 2 days in a row, sending dinner. I mean, just like going out of his way to like consistently check in on me, consistently checks to see how my daughter was doing, continues to do that. Danny's a great guy, and all the stuff that is happening for him is good things happen to good people, and great
Appreciate
things
that,
happen to
buddy.
great people, and everything that's happening for you right now, there is no one with their pom pom more on the sideline right now than me because again, you've been doing this way longer than we've known each other. But since walking in there, there's a connection. I love it there. And I love seeing the successes and the events that are going to continue to grow with you and to hear that there's just more. it's just good. I respect people who work hard and put in the grind and balance life. Those are the people that I look to the most because I feel very strongly that way about myself and how I live my life and what I do. So surrounding yourself with people who are constantly dreaming and reaching higher and going for it, like that's who I want to surround myself with.
You think
Sorry,
of
I
like,
didn't mean to give you like a whole heartfelt thing there, but I did
yeah,
want to
you're trying
say
to make me choked up again. You already did that once on your podcast. Oh, well, we're gonna come. I'm just gonna keep burying you, burying you, burying you, burying you.
and Danny on just for the record, if Danny and I ever got into a scuffle, I would lose in 3 seconds. Maybe even quicker than that. Maybe quicker than that. Danny is a bad man, dude. Danny is we
Was
talk about his gym and all this stuff. This guy was a
was.
fighter. It doesn't matter. Was he could get back in the ring and still do it? I know he could if he wanted to. He's a bad dude. He's a bad man. But I do mean that.
Thanks, man.
I really do.
Thank you.
It means a lot. And yeah, I was excited to get you on here today. I want to get these fighters on here too. I reached out to Frankie. I told her, I said, we got to get you on here, girl.
Oh, I'll get her
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah,
She's quiet until she steps in that ring.
yeah.
She's
You know,
very, very humble. You were gonna ask me
yeah.
current fighters and all-time fighters here at Sonny's.
Yes, yes. I actually, yes.
Do you remember what they were or no? If
Who the
not,
people
no
were?
big deal. Huh?
Who your all-timers are here?
Current fighters.
Yeah.
You wanted to ask me different questions.
Yes. Okay.
And
I
then,
got
then
you.
you said compared to all time.
Yes. Okay. I got you.
I'll answer them.
I got you. Hang on. I got my notes right here. There we go. Okay. Who is I would say the toughest person in your gym? The toughest.
Current,
Current.
like just gritty, tough,
Gritty tough, takes coaching, can take kind of punches, give it
scammer,
right back.
scammer.
Okay.
Not allowed to give it back though, but scammer. He's definitely the toughest. And I'll also put him probably the toughest to ever walk through the doors.
Wow. So all timer.
Scammer gets both, bro. Like he's just a gritty, gritty dirt. He's Trot Nixon.
Yeah.
Scammer. That's what I'll give it to.
I like that. That's a great analogy. Trot dirt dog,
Just
does all the tough,
grimy,
gritty
gets in,
things.
gritty, comes in like, smelling like shit. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I
That's what I mean by him.
get a
He gets
scammer.
it. He gets it. Hold on, I actually have here we go. Biggest heart. Who is like the most heart in this gym? Like comes in, just
When you say hard, you
dedicated.
mean loving or do you mean like biggest, most guts?
I'll give both. We'll
Loving.
start with most guts though. We'll start with like the gutsiest. Or does that start? Is that kind of like going with scammer?
Yeah, I was gonna say Scammer and Nikki.
Okay. Okay.
Scammer and Nikki. All time,
Who's the most heart? Who's the most heart? Love you heart.
all time,
Yeah.
all time.
I'll throw all time. I keep forgetting to keep throwing that in there. I'll throw that in there.
All time is oh wow.
I'm stumping them, guys.
Maybe Beth.
Okay. I would have guessed Beth. I would have guessed Beth. Current all time, I would have said Beth.
Yeah. So
Just
some of
because you
them.
mentioned that consistency with her being there through a lot of different changes and stuff.
Yeah, I'll go with Beth.
Hardest punch, I'll say now, and then I'll say all time.
Pound for pound.
Yeah, pound for pound. So it's open to any weight class.
Now, Chris and Delicato.
I was just gonna say it's gotta be, right? It's
Yeah,
gotta
he
be.
touches you, you're sleeping.
Yeah. All
Uh,
time.
um,
All time's tough. All because you probably worked worked with so
I'm
many
looking up at the
fighters.
belts now. Who punched real hard pound for pound? Um, it might be Chris again, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about it. Pound for pound, 15 years old, might be Chris again. Hits like a truck. I'm gonna go Chris.
Okay. Here's a question I'll ask you off to the side, then, just because we're talking all time and current. Compare like your maybe original crop of fighters or beginning part of your career coaching to now a little bit. Where have you maybe seen like the biggest change, and maybe who do you give the tug of war match to a little bit?
The biggest dirt dog to you know what? My cousin Derek,
Yeah,
he had everything.
yeah,
I'd leave him out. He was 6'5".
wow,
One of the no, the number one leader to ever walk through here.
yeah,
Guts of doesn't care. Fight anybody. Moved like a welterweight, which is 147 pounds. Now it's 143. I think they put in the images. Um, he's a very loving kid too. If he was here and didn't get hurt and tore his ACL, in my opinion, we would have created more champs.
wow.
I do feel that way because he was that type of dude. His energy was so electric, and we have very, very, very similar, but he was more loving. Wasn't as cutthroat as me as far as Hado, like,
Yeah,
and he genuinely cared.
yeah.
I keep leaving him out of there.
What your family? How deep does boxing go in your family?
My grandfather.
Okay.
My grandfather. Remember you made fun of me?
Wait, no, I don't. When did he make fun of you?
You put me on the you put me as the my cousin Vinny skit.
Oh my God! Yeah, 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 yeah.
I, okay, I'm gonna see you next time, bro.
Oh my God, that's right. That's right. Yes, yes, yes.
But those are my all times.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. Okay.
Want
Most skill, I'll ask you. Most skill right now. Who kind of is the complete
pure natural
package?
skill or
Yeah.
most skill like
Um, I'll ask both. Natural. Who's the most natural there?
Lucas?
Okay.
Not even Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas all time. It's either Lucas or Rob.
I mean, Rob, I've never really seen Rob like training, but he's like, when I hear him punch sometimes, I'm like, holy cow. Put
Rob
it,
and Lucas were the most
yeah.
just naturally gifted. Um, but Lucas moves a lot. Like he's a little bit more offensive than Rob.
Yeah.
But
Let me ask you this question. Who is the most surprising person that's ever walked through your gym? Somebody who walked in and you maybe didn't think, not that you don't think much of people, maybe you just didn't see where they grew and went.
Kate Pollock,
Wow. Okay.
I remember I was nervous about her fight. There's a picture that we hang on our wall that when she knocked the girl out in the second round, I'm hugging her. I look at the crowd and the crowd sees me go, wow. Like
Yeah.
I was, not that I didn't think she could do it. I was just in such dramatic fashion. I was shocked.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't have faith in her. I know she's going to come in and beat me up about it, but it was more so like the way she did it. It was shocking. The other girl's legs were up in the air, like on the canvas, up in the air, sleeping. So Kate shocked me the most.
Who, I don't know if this is, I don't, it might not be a good question, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
No, fire.
Who do you see in the class of people that you have, maybe first one getting a legit title shot or some sort of title shot at some level?
Nikki,
Yeah,
little Nikki.
yeah,
His style, the crowd loves his style.
yeah,
They love his that just let's go. He's a good looking kid in good shape, comes from a good family, and the crowd loves his style. Let's just,
yeah.
you know
Go,
what I
go,
mean?
go. Yeah,
Let's bang. No fear. So like I see him if he sticks with it. Remember, again, he's only 13, 14 now.
Yeah.
So if he sticks with it, I say Nicky, just because of his style and the talent, the marketability he has as far as, his looks. He's a good looking young kid.
Mhm.
I see Nicky, Italian.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
he's
mean?
like
Like,
chiseled. I mean, he's like chiseled. Like
so I
his
put that
muscles have
reel up of him
muscles.
like this, answering questions.
Hmm.
We all know he was flexing,
Yeah. But
but
still,
how many people call me like, how old is he? Wait,
right?
he's 13? Well, Dan, you have him on something? I'm like, are you out of your mind?
It's crazy.
Thinking I'm what is it? Victor Conti? Was that his name?
Yeah. 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 Victor
Victor
Conti.
Conti.
I mean, when you think about those young kids, like all of them must walk around school. I mean, Nikki's walking around middle school. Like I could knock every kid out here in middle school if I wanted to, right?
In
Like,
high school.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, you look at them, yeah.
you
Same with
know,
Chris. But
yeah,
and that's the thing, they're so respectful. Like I told you, like they're so good. You see them with my kids and you'll be like, these two are killers.
yeah, yeah,
They're just and that just comes from the way they were raised. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's what it is nowadays. It's about raising them right. It's about raising them the right way. And
So you're telling me the backhander I hit with Santino with before I left was
hey, you sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? No, I'm just kidding. But let me see if I wrote down a few others. Hang on, let me pull my notes back up here. Let me see if I
Oh
make sure I
no.
didn't miss one.
Oh no. I'm waiting for a rocket. I'm waiting.
Who is the biggest complainer in Sonny's right now? Who complains the most?
Um Kristen Delicado, no way. Hates his cardio.
Yeah, yeah.
Hates it. He's the one that you make the skit on there, like this. And then I walk by him. Then he says, all right, he's in the bathroom.
Yeah, so do those skits all come from like realities of
Oh,
the
those are
gym?
all stuff that I mean, obviously they're dramatized, but
Right, right,
oh,
right.
that stuff 100 million% happens.
Yeah.
All of it. Like the one I put up today that nobody wants to spar.
That was funny. I laughed at that one. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you met Aaron, right?
Yeah. I know I've never met that. I've
You met
no,
Aaron, my
no.
buddy? All right.
No.
So there was a kid that used to come here that every time Aaron would walk in, he would go to the bathroom, run out, have to go pick up his kids. Oh, yeah.
How
Aaron was the
crazy.
boogeyman or his boogeyman.
That
But
was
that
a
stuff
great
really
skit.
happened.
That was a great skit. Um, who is the most disciplined? Like, who is somebody that during fight camp they're extremely disciplined with their
Oof.
eating or whatever or whoever?
Honestly, currently all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not just like
Yeah. I know you would say it.
I do. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I had cookies today. Scam is not even fight camp, and he was like, you know what I mean? They're all very, very, very disciplined. Like I'm, I can't even pick one, bro.
That's
Like I
good.
like
Great thing.
look. I'll say Nikki's the least. I'll say that. But but he can be. He's 13. He's super active.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Beth, Frankie, Lucas, Chris, Scammy, and little Nikki. Yeah, dude, right here, man.
Yeah.
Right
Who's
here, they're
who's the funniest?
funniest.
Who's like someone who kind of makes you laugh sometimes?
Oh, scammer. But
Yeah.
but hold on. But it's not stand-up comedy. I rank him high on the unintentional uh, comedy scale.
I could see that.
Like
Yeah.
some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is straight diarrhea. I have tears coming down my face because some of this stuff is so stupid. But he's the best. Like
What about Mikey Dags? Mikey Dags could be up there.
was no Mikey Dags knows this. I'm not gonna trash him too much, but the last couple of weeks, Mikey's been on the down slope of the roller coaster.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh
I've grabbed him. I
no.
said, Mikey, what's up? We need the goofy Mikey back. I know. I
Oh
love him,
man.
but Mikey doesn't make me laugh as much as he used to.
Oh God, he had me
But
in
yeah,
stitches
so
so
his
many
points
times.
went down because he's got to know that when he comes in Sundays, it's all about my entertainment. Not
He was
about him
great.
working
I will
out. It's
tell
mine.
you, he was the biggest cheerleader at Big Night Live. We walked in pretty much together. I bought him a
Wait,
drink. We
wait,
kind of
wait,
hung
wait,
out.
wait. He was what? The biggest what?
He was probably the biggest cheerleader there for Sonny's boxing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He was, I'll tell you, every fight, like every time, like he was watching every fight, but God, he was like, every time there was just momentum, he was like, get up, go. Like he
Yeah,
was,
he's a good kid.
yeah, he
I
was
love that.
great.
He was a good addition. We picked him up in the off season. He was a good addition to
It's
the
one of those
locker room.
Brad Stevens great moves, quiet moves that in the offseason no one saw
Played
coming.
right in.
Um, is there anything else you want to throw out there? Anything we haven't touched upon? Anything that
No,
you
I
want to
just
bring
wanted to let
up?
you know how much I appreciate you as a friend.
Yeah.
Um, how much I respect you. And I mean that as a father, everything you're going through is how much work you put in. I mean, it's like you have four different jobs, and I look up to you as far as your work ethic. You know,
Thank
you
you,
talk
man.
about mine a lot, and I know you're usually the interviewer, but I want to give you credit to let you know how much I respect you and everything you're going through and your hard work, and you just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. And you know, I look up to you, bro.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That's really nice. Thank you.
I mean that too. You know, I don't
Yeah.
BS.
Yeah, no, thank you. That really means a lot. And dude, you're in the last 10. You're in
Let's
the
go.
top 10 here of people that I wanted to make sure I got on here. It was
I love that.
important that
Thank you.
last 10 of getting some good athletes, of 1,000-point scorers, to coaches that I know are going to be great that are taking over programs, to just legitimate like Division 1 recruited athletes. And these last couple, as we get closer to 200, having people on that are a big part of my success or have been a big part of helping me succeed and do pretty well with this stuff. You're one of those people. So that's why I wanted to make sure we got you on here before 200. And when you ever reached out to me, it's like, I'm like, dude, this is awesome because I wanted to reach out to you to kind of do it. So it was just great that the feeling was very mutual. It was easy to get you on here. So it was good.
All right, my brother.
I was trying not to sneeze there instead. I coughed. God, that
It
was
looked like a
awkward.
cough sneeze. Like it was like it was like a shark, but up top.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. I was like, oh, I held it in and I just gagged coughing. I mean, God, it was awful. But guys, listen, I've mentioned it. We just had episode 196 here. The live 200th episode we're going to be doing this fall. Details are going to be coming out very soon about it. But we're excited to be doing it at AOA Studios, and having a live audience there and getting asked some of those hard questions and cool questions. We did say this, Danny. I said 100th episode. I went on that podcast, same spot. The guy who hosted it for us, Mike Scarfo, AOA Studios. He does a podcast called The Turntable Teaches, which is like Boston music, Massachusetts music, and he's very big into the scene, and he brings on a lot of local artists, and he's starting to make waves there. But he has his own studio, and he brought us in for the 100th episode, and it was a great episode. And at the end of it, he's like, what's a goal? I said, one, we'll be back here for episode 200. I said, July of 2025. That was the goal. I give myself an excuse. I had a lot going on, but that
You
was the
think?
goal, was to get
You
it.
think?
Yeah, to get it to that point by July 2025. I said we're going to be doing a 200th episode, and we're going to end up doing it in September. So that's huge for us. That we're going to be announcing that. That's going to be coming up soon, and we can't wait. We can't wait. So, Danny, thank you for coming on here as always. You're killing it. Anything we post of yours that you put out there, and we're a big fan of you here at Beyond. So, anything you ever need is just a text or a phone call away. So thanks.
Thank you, my brother. Much love.
All right, guys. So like I said, 196. We are four away from 200. So we're excited about that. But I'm your host, Anthony Petrellis, Beyond Podcast. Till next time.